Stop scrolling. Stop waiting for motivation to magically strike you. What I'm about to tell you, most people will never hear, most people will never act on it. And yet, it's the one truth that separates the people who dominate their lives from the people who watch their dreams die quietly while they scroll, complain, and make excuses. Right now, you have a choice. Keep living the way you have been, letting life decide your path, or lean in, listen, and learn the habits, the mindset, and the relentless strategies that make someone truly unstoppable. By the end of this video, you're going to realize something shocking, something no one else has dared to tell you. You're going to see why most people fail, why they never reach their potential, and why the small, invisible choices you make every day are actually defining your entire future. I'm going to break down 7 habits, 7 ways that will give you momentum, power, and clarity that you've never experienced before. You might feel uncomfortable. You might feel challenged. You might even feel a little afraid because the truth is uncomfortable. But that's exactly why you need to watch until the end. Because every second you resist, every second you ignore this, is a second you're falling behind. If you're ready to stop living a life that feels average, if you're ready to stop giving your power to fear, doubt, and laziness, and if you want to learn how to build unstoppable momentum that forces the world to notice you, then stay with me. Watch carefully. Listen closely. Because after this, your life will never look the same again, and I promise you, if you act on what you hear today, nothing, and I mean nothing, will be able to stop you. Let's start with a truth that most people are too afraid to face. Success is not about luck. It's not about waiting for the perfect opportunity, the perfect timing, or someone else's permission. Success, true success, the kind that turns your life into something unstoppable, comes from one thing and one thing only: your daily habits. I'm not talking about doing something once in a while or making a New Year's resolution that dies in a week. I'm talking about what you do every single day without fail, because the truth is, your life is built not in moments of inspiration, but in the quiet, repetitive actions that nobody sees. Think about it. Every morning when you wake up, you have a choice. You can hit snooze, scroll your phone, let another day slip by, or you can decide right there, right now, to own the day. That moment, right after your eyes open, is more powerful than most people realize. If you take control of that morning, you're setting a tone for everything else. When you start your day with intention, with purpose, you're creating momentum. And momentum, once it starts rolling, is unstoppable. One small win in the morning leads to another. You write one page, make one call, take one step, and suddenly, you're not just moving, you're charging. And this is where most people fail. They underestimate the power of small actions repeated consistently. They look at someone successful and think it happened overnight. They see a millionaire, a top athlete, a leader, and they assume they were born lucky. But if you look closer, you'll see the habits, the daily grind, the small choices made when no one was watching. The person who wakes up early, who reads, who plans, who trains, who pushes, who shows up every single day. That is the difference between ordinary and unstoppable. Let me give you a simple example. Imagine you commit to learning something new every day, just 30 minutes. It doesn't sound like much, right? But 30 minutes every day is 3.5 hours a week. That's over 180 hours a year. In 1 year, you could become an expert in a skill most people ignore, just because you were consistent. That's the power of daily habits. And here's the key: it compounds. Just like money in the bank grows exponentially with interest, your habits grow your life exponentially. One action leads to another, one win builds confidence, and before you know it, you're on a path that no one else can derail. Now, here's something most people don't understand. Momentum doesn't only make things easier, it transforms your identity. When you start showing up for yourself daily, you don't just build results, you become the kind of person who takes action naturally. You stop being reactive and start being proactive. You stop waiting for permission and you start creating your own opportunities. This is not magic, this is psychology. Your brain begins to wire itself around your habits. The more you do the right things, the easier it becomes to keep doing them. And the more you do, the more unstoppable you feel, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And let's be honest, life will test you. Life will try to throw excuses in your path. You will feel tired, distracted, overwhelmed, and even discouraged. But here's the secret. Habits are your safety net. When everything else fails, when motivation disappears, your habits carry you forward. You do not rely on how you feel. You rely on what you've trained yourself to do. This is why champions, leaders, and extraordinary people outlast the rest. They don't wait for inspiration. They've built systems, routines, and habits that make success inevitable. Another aspect that often goes unnoticed is how habits create leverage. One good habit doesn't just improve one area of life, it spills into every other area. Reading daily improves your mind, your communication, your decision-making. Exercising daily improves your energy, confidence, and focus. Planning daily improves your productivity and reduces stress. These habits are interconnected. They multiply, they amplify, and they build momentum in ways that are almost unstoppable. The more you commit, the more doors open without you even realizing it. Here's something shocking most people never hear. It's not the big, flashy actions that make the difference. It's the small, unseen, consistent ones. It's making your bed every morning, journaling your goals, taking that cold shower, meditating for 5 minutes, prioritizing your top task before anything else. Tiny actions, tiny disciplines, repeated daily. That's what separates the people who dream from the people who dominate. And when you stack these actions together over weeks, months, and years, you are no longer playing the game, you are defining it. But habits are not just about productivity, they are about freedom. The more disciplined you become, the more control you have over your life. When you master your daily routines, you are no longer at the mercy of circumstances, people, or fleeting emotions. You are in charge. You move forward even when no one is cheering you on. You rise while others sleep. You grow while others complain. That is what unstoppable looks like. It is a mindset, a rhythm, and a way of life built one day at a time. And here's the most important point I want you to hear. Building momentum is not optional. If you are alive, you are moving, either toward your dreams or away from them. Every habit, every choice, every day matters. You cannot afford to wait for the perfect time or perfect conditions. They don't exist. What exists is the decision to start now, to build small victories daily, to trust that the compound effect of your actions will carry you further than you can imagine. Your future self is begging you to take this seriously. So start today. Start with one habit, one action, one choice that aligns with your goal. Then add another tomorrow, then another. Stack them, repeat them, protect them, and watch as the momentum you create becomes unstoppable. You are no longer just reacting to life. You are building it, shaping it, dominating it. And one day when people look at what you've achieved, they won't see luck. They will see the power of daily habits, repeated without fail, until nothing can stop you. Remember this, you do not become unstoppable by chance. You become unstoppable by choice, by action, and by relentless consistency. Your habits are your weapon. Your momentum is your force. And once you master both, nothing in this world can stand in your way. Let me tell you something that most people never admit to themselves. The biggest battle you will ever face is not outside of you, it's inside of you. Life isn't hard because the world is against you. Life is hard because most people let their own minds control them. Fear, doubt, worry, distraction, laziness, these aren't just feelings. They are tiny dictators, quietly taking over your decisions, your habits, your future. And here's the harsh truth. If you do not master yourself, life will master you. You will be at the mercy of circumstance, and your potential will rot inside you while you wait for permission, for luck, for someone else to save you. Most people spend their lives running from discomfort, running from responsibility, running from the truth of who they are and who they could be. They blame the economy, their environment, other people, but rarely, if ever, look inward. And yet, every success you've ever admired, every athlete, every entrepreneur, every leader, every person who seems to move through the world with unstoppable confidence, they have done one thing: they mastered themselves. They decided that no thought, no fear, no emotion, no outside force would control the direction of their life. Mastering yourself starts with awareness. You must see your thoughts, your impulses, and your habits clearly, without judgment, without excuses. Most people don't even notice how much of their day is stolen by wandering attention and unconscious decisions. The moment you become aware of how your mind works, you gain the first taste of freedom. You can begin to choose. You can begin to decide which thoughts deserve your energy and which ones deserve to be discarded like trash. This is where self-mastery begins, by realizing that you're me. ND is a tool, not a tyrant. But awareness is not enough. Awareness must be paired with discipline. Every time you allow fear to dictate your choices, every time you give in to procrastination, every time you let comfort control your actions, you reinforce weakness. Your brain, like a muscle, strengthens in the patterns you feed it. So if you allow doubt, laziness, or negativity to rule,